The only reason why you got to pay for it because you got caught up in this realm, that's all. And there was a guy that was making sure you got caught up. Remember the guy that eat dust? Remember I said earlier? That's the guy. He creates all that. Why? Because it makes him stronger. And he's trying to prove a point. Go ahead. Hold your name right here. Soft spot. Yeah. It's soft because that's where your soul enters and leaves. Because remember I said that the original word for soul was not soul of the sun. It was given to the soul that's connected with the soul place. But when you go to what the soul really is, it's like a pushing of wind. That's why when the soul leaves the body can't move. The body's alive, but the body can't move. It's in a comatose state, they say inside, on medicine. You call it around the witch's back. When you can't get up and you be looking around, you're a little nervous. That's because your soul has been on, ain't no telling where. It doesn't have the same laws as your body does. Your body laws have the fact that you spinning around the sun on a planet marks a year, or spinning on an axis marks a day. Soul don't go by those laws, it's beyond that. So it can go past, present, and future. How does it come back? It comes back here, and it leaves through here. And that's why a lot of times a pure soul like a child would venture out spontaneous. But in order to keep it down a little bit, that's why things like a man got on his head were placed on children as a protection. Because the protection was, once it leaves back, they didn't want nobody to come and rub their head to get a portion of their soul. And there's a character that always does this. Every time they see black children, they always want to rub his head because they want to feel part of their soul. The other part of how they feel the soul is that there's a nutritional part of all our mothers, wives, and sisters that connects the baby, and that's called the umbilical cord. The other side that connects the soul to the body is called the etheric cord. Both of them serve the same purpose as a nourishment and a guideline. Why? Because as the mother eats, all that food and blood goes through the umbilical cord and feeds the body, feeds the baby through the navel. And that's the connection with the mother. Once you have that etheric cord that has that spiritual energy that's feeding the soul, and at the same time acts like a guideline for the soul to get back to the body. Now when it takes that, if someone is touching their head, they'll touch part of that etheric cord and feel some of the soul of that child. The child will be a little confused as a baby. That's why the head is always covered. When it comes the other way, there are people in this world who don't have a soul, and that's the best way they can touch on it, by waiting outside a hospital. Mostly when black children are born, they're trying to get the placenta. And that placenta is the one that's connected through that's the cord. So they want to eat the placenta. A lot of times they present it as caviar to you, but that's a placenta. Because that's the pureness of the mother and the child. And in eating that, these people touch on the soul. Most of them belong to Scientology. And that's a true fact. That's why, if you look at true Muslims, not a lot of Muslims, a lot of Muslims are not taught. Jews are taught, but Orthodox Jews are taught. And the original Christians out of the Catholic Church are taught that once the baby is born, you must get that umbilical cord and bury it by the house. And make sure you bury it, because not only will the child stay close to the teachings of that house, but the child will not have its soul, messed up. Won't have people getting into the soul. And the two beings that can is the physical demons and the spiritual demons. And once you bury it, it protects the child from it. We've been doing that for billions of years. And we should keep on doing it. We let man's laws intercede, and they'll tell you if you don't know that, you don't even think about it. But if you have those sciences, then you're going to stand there with a black paper bag and say, "Give my thing, man. It's up to my religion. I want it now." You like I did. I yelled, "Give me that!" And they said, "You give that black man this thing, you can't read." And I took my receptor, both of my babies, all 3 and 4 of them, and I buried them. You hear me? And that's what all you women supposed, it's not the women The man is standing there. He should just, I don't care if it's the uncle, father, grandfather, you're supposed to get that placenta. Am I right, Al?
That's right.
You're supposed to get that placenta, and you're supposed to take it home and bury it. Keep them monsters from eating up their baby soul. That's right. Think about how important that placenta is to the child. And think about the other side of the soul for the child. Now, if you didn't know it, it's not your fault because it was supposed to have been taught. And remember, we came into a society that sometimes they don't share everything with you. I'm telling you now, for the future, you have a baby, or you, I don't care, make sure you get that placenta. You hear me? You get that placenta. That's the most important thing you could do in there, besides making a prayer over that mama and that baby. Get that placenta.
What I want to ask you,
You should be good.
I want to ask you, when we refer to as an out-of-body experience from the soul reading the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, when that soul being not bound by physical law, it travels anywhere it wants to go.
That's right.
When it comes back to that physical body, is that what we refer to like before higher senses, we refer to it what we call deja vu. When you go somewhere and you see
It
something.
ain't really got nothing to do with the higher senses. It has to do with that French word, deja vu.
Okay, but what
That your energy can get you there.
Yeah. But what I'm saying was, like, soul travel, it may go visit a place or something, and come back to the body and some something. And when you pass that place again, you see it, and you have what we refer to as
Deja vu. You say, I've been here, I've seen that person, I've done this before. Because one thing that the soul brings back to the body, and that's experience. And with the experience it brings back to the body, is called the recollection. And the recollection is called deja vu. Because you may have seen this person 3 months ahead of time. When you get to that 3 months, you scare the heck out of them because you know about that person, and she'll tell you, I never saw you before. But it's your soul that memory.
So the soul doesn't restrict by, but the time, when the time don't work up in time, they can go into next week and see something and then come back and bring that recollection to you.
And you know how next week will seem to you? Like about 3 seconds. To the body.
To the physical body.
The body can go, the soul can go 3 months ahead of time because the connection with it is the etheric cord.
Right.
Come back to the body, but the body, to the body, it only took about 5 seconds, sometimes 5 minutes. That's why you only dream 5, 10, the most 15 minutes. And because of that, it doesn't take the soul is spinning real fast. So the body, it happens seconds. But while it's journeying to Earth's time, it would seem 3 months, but not to the body and the soul, because they're already connected. Meaning, because of the etheric cord, at that particular point, the body shares more to the soul than it does Earth. So it's on the soul's time. So the soul didn't take nothing but a. But if I came back and now that I'm on Earth, what the soul witness may take 2 weeks, 3 months, may take a year. But while you was in there and you was recollecting it, now the soul may see something. You swear it's a dream, but it may be the soul looking, and you're so strong connected with your soul, you'll see it too. And then you'll say, I dreamed about it. I had a dream about it. I touched on this before. I've been here before. I know this place. And can't nobody fool me. So what happens is, remember, we have laws as men, and then there's laws of the universe. And the laws of the universe are greater than the laws of man. Man will have you in that spookism crap. But the laws of the universe shares reality with you. And that's more consistent of facts than what man tells you. Man said that if you was left-handed, you was the devil. Man said if you could float on water, you was a witch or a devil. Man said that the black man was cursed. That's why he should be in servitude to us. You see that? Man said anybody that's thick and swollen up is ugly to me. I want something skinny. And then you're going to tell that to a black man. Black man don't want nothing skinny.
Right.
I ain't gonna go that way, you catch my drift.
Right.
No black man wants something sticky. He wants something black. So what happens is man laws intercede with the laws of the universe.